excerpt of the book I was writing for a good while. I'm still actually writing that. Anyway, let's start. Mother bore me the name of the first human, Adam. At the time of me writing this diary, I have lost not just my sanity to many, but my family, my friends, those that I used to frequent and had a general sense of belonging. Even the woman I loved just left me, like a mere puppy that outgrew me once she saw it growing. Many would believe that with all the luxuries and everything I had, I wouldn't happen to find a reason to be feeling the heavy burden of not having purpose. No amount of money, luxuries, and fancy crap could replace the true love. I'm just at a loss of how it all came to this. How me observing and not conforming to the very rules set in place made me just gently start questioning the very reasoning of my breath. Even as a child, I felt something deep inside me that made me feel like there is something wrong with this world. Something I could just not pinpoint. Have you ever felt like you have been here before? That's how I felt. And even more weirdly, I questioned as a child why rules were set a certain way. Why do we just follow through any of these orders? Though my curiosity for any answers to these questions slowly started fading away as I grew, and was just molding my mind to what I wanted to be. What did I want to contribute to our society and the good old U.S. of A? My parents were overall just busy with their own lives and work that I lacked a connection there. For me, it's just babysitters or aunts, uncles, friends, you name it. That would take care of me. But well, what kid didn't grow up this way? Or for the heck of it, lacked a parental figure at all. Mainly a fatherly one. I was one of the few children in my school whose parents were still together and upheld their vows. Even though they had their on and off problems, they were there present for me, my brother, William. Getting older, I really started understanding the sacrifice my parents made for both of us. Yes, we lacked time with them in these times, but they only wanted the best for us and basically kept a roof over our heads. I could not be upset at them, and neither could they at me. I know I made them proud that day I graduated law school. It's just a bit crazy that I ended up here after all that success. Have you ever noticed how children are curious and eager to explore and learn about their surroundings? I guess that is what in general we lack as adults. Life becomes so redundant, and even after achieving certain goals in life, what else is there to it? We are basically just alone in this life. Our happiness is different to each other's. What are we truly besides being the most advanced supercomputers on this planet? Our function has changed so much from this evolution of jungle to concrete that we have lost our initial essence. We have lost the connection to nature and the fruit of it that was granted as a gift by the all-knowing Creator. Though I now also see why our Father won't accept us unless we are like children. We aren't as pure as them. We have been tainted by the poison that we know as sin. This society and its program are there to destroy your soul, destroy the essence that once flourished on all of us. Through the advancements of technology and techniques to instill propaganda has come to the point where we rely on screens to catch the news and many other trends that lead to gossip, keeping us distracted and unable to see the light that has been trying to illuminate us for many eons. They know this. That's why they keep pushing for us not to awaken and truly see what is in front of us. We're being lied to on a grand scale. We live in a fake make-believe society in which we don't really have any say or action in. We involuntarily give certain entities power to pass laws in our favor. But do we actually read any of these things? Do we truly know any of these things? Do we truly know what kind of legalese is involved in order to keep us all changed to a system of corruption and moral degeneracy the more it progresses? For certain, the end goal here is to enslave us all under the guise of a better world, to have us linked to technology and become one with machines. At this point, you become completely indulged in their will. It's a crazy thought, honestly. This is the path we head to unless we realize the wrongs and correct them, and then we're shown our salvation as this insanity. Insanity that just indulges the body and cleanses it from the filth of the world. Technology is the means in which we have been tuned in for the past decades. Yes, it has definitely improved our way of life along with the medical advances ensued by such. But at the same time, once our children become accustomed to it from birth, it becomes our outright normality to have a small screen at the hands of infants. The little mind absorbing like a sponge everything this said screen indulges them in. At what point is it enough for the human being to live comfortably, while sacrificing our own freedom along with our minds, all to fit in? Who made these rules? Why don't we know their origin? This is what leads me to believe programming is so ingrained in the human psyche that it's difficult to reverse. The people in power are the ones who maniacally push these ideas to flourish. If that has been so for decades to mold the minds of the public through infancy, mind you, they've told you all you need to know to not trust them. But yet we rather stare at a screen living in the illusion that the problem itself will solve itself. This is a system of pain, anguish, mental suffering that one has to pierce through in order to even find any success in this world. Not all of us are created equal, as we are not the same. We can never be the same. We can, however, accept said flaws and strive to take down the common enemy. The ones who hide behind their false smiles and speeches to push progress upon us. When this progress is what benefits us as a whole, it only benefits those that are on top, making this world their little utopia. But under all that, their skeletons in the closet cannot hide forever. I can't recall the time I have been here. No one ever visits. I'm just a mere sock puppet to these people here. They are just doing their job, but until what point does the job demand to enact such cruel orders? All for a piece of paper? All to earn a living? I still can't get over that my wife Maria just wound up leaving me at the very embodiment of weakness. Everyone around me saw this gift as a weakness. But alas, I also understand from their perception, and it's too hard for the busy mind to pierce in the womb of insanity. But even the most insane show some signs of sanity within their wording. It's just saddening how money, status, and power can drive people to unprecedented compulsory actions, all in the name of the lustful pleasure of the ego. The ego that personifies itself for thirst of the illusion. Neither Maria, my friends, nor my family could see what was in front of their eyes, dangling like a carrot ready to be devoured by the white rabbit. Did Alice really seek pleasure while skipping through Wonderland? I cannot blame them, because it is all we have. It is all we have been taught. The human being has devolved into one that doesn't question their circumstances, but just lets them be, as if what we have in front of us is basically all we have. None of that nonsense made me happy. No amount of numbers on a supercomputer could make me feel that yearning to reach for a helping hand that's been there so long. But it was my own unending quenching thirst to unravel what our Creator wants us to understand, rather than the mere concept of illusion. Fabricated lies that poison the well of the mind how they kept these esoteric secrets to themselves. But it was my own unending questioning thirst, opening my eyes again for a mere observance of a white pearly room for which I had been gifted. Gifted for the simple inadequacy of telling parables to those near me. For they are the ones who masquerade as our dear rulers, and put a smile on even though their hearts and souls show no empathy for the pawns of their game. But enough of that. I was just like any normal human being. Just being a part of a system to enhance the nation. Working harder to move up the corporate ladder, hence why also losing my very essence in the mystery of what our ancestors truly embraced. As a mere child, I would be adorned with satisfactory remarks. Always treated like if I was a prodigy to excellence, and one that firmly grasped the concept of said chess game. I grew up wanting to be a lawyer. It was a dream of mine to provide justice to fellow humans, along with having pride in embracing the freedom we citizens supposedly have held for so long. I met Maria at the university I went to. She immediately caught my attention, as she had such beautiful blue eyes. As the seas you see in Dubai, a smart woman with an essence to excel in her studies. She was getting the best marks of her academy. I acknowledged that I was a bit of a show-off to Maria when we first met, but I didn't think she would be that kind of girl who would go for the money. But I proved myself wrong. We married, and not so long after started seeking a bigger home. Fancier car. Nice and shiny, expensive things you would think all rich folks would have. I really thought we bonded over time. Never in my own mind did I believe she would do this to me when I most needed her. Though I do miss her smile. I miss her silky smooth body as it laid out in exasperating lust as I made love to her. You have no idea how broken I felt. How the material was more important to her than keeping her wedding vows. My mind is such a mess. I'm so tired of being just locked up here with no one to talk to but myself. My inner soul and sometimes maybe my ego for believing I'm a saint. I met her parents probably a year after we started dating. For me, she was the woman that brought out the best of me. I loved her so much, I wanted to take care of everything. And that I did. But presumably now, thinking back to it, maybe it was I who limited her. Did she want to pursue her own road, with showing a mask through our marriage? I failed to understand it, but what is there to understand? Emotional inner turmoil fueled her departure. Even after all that time, she still did not trust me. It is saddening. It is saddening. But I don't hold a contempt for her. I still love her even as much as I did when we were two idiots just daydreaming of a better life. Maria, oh Maria. I have never felt this lonely. I just hope one day we can meet again and I can explain it all. The circumstances in which I have entangled myself are also a dire need to keep you far away from me. I wouldn't want them hurting you or my family. I'm assuming she must have found out about certain things that would make me look bad in her eyes for sure. Many rumors were made to discredit me and my words. Basically, the acts they were responsible for were the very acts I was being accused of. It was basically the world versus my word. The world just crushed my words like a boulder falling down on top of a car. Who wouldn't even dare to question our dear system's ethics? I don't know what's become of her or how much time has passed, but I do know is at some point I would like an explanation. I'm not upset at her, so to speak, but I must know what went through her mind that very day she had the courage to call for these minions to bring me there? Here. This is a question that boggles my mind, even more so than the questions I bore for you, Creator.